Oh, aloha everyone. I hope everyone had a nice start to their week already. The Russell 2000 is showing indications that it might be getting a little oversold. Today, the market gapped down from the previous close by about 0.5% across the board. And after moving a little lower early on in the day, it did nothing but rally the rest of the day. It wasn't exactly powerful or strong all day long. But the bottom line is that's excellent overall action around these support levels of February, April, May, August, September. As you can see here, there's just a line of support, and we'll see if this can hold. But as it gets down here, once again, we get to near oversold conditions on the MACD, TSV, stochastics, and Wilder's RSI show the same thing. So what I'll be looking for is a follow-through day to get me back to really getting long stocks in this market. We have some long signals tonight, but they aren't amazing. Luckily, we don't risk a whole lot if they don't work out. But before I go there, let's check out the other indexes. The NASDAQ, as you can see, rallied off of its intraday lows, setting them very early on in the morning. And as you can see, the MACD is starting to get oversold. TSV is already, not really oversold, but it's in the lower level of the mid-pane, so it is below that middle line right here. MACD is moving nicely lower. The New York Stock Exchange, as you can see, everything is starting to get a little oversold there. Also, S&P 500, same thing, oversold. Dow Jones Industrial Average still has a lot more room to the downside potentially, but if it holds up here, remember, green bop is normally a sign that a market doesn't want to go much higher. In 2013 it was the opposite though, and it went ahead and rallied. So we might be seeing the same thing here, especially as we go into one of the more bullish periods, the fourth quarter of a second year of a 4-year presidential cycle, and 6 year of an 8-year presidential cycle. So we'll keep an eye on that. Only two sells in and I didn't give to everybody out in the new positions, but once again, it's closing below the 50-day moving average and the opening of the signal date. It's still holding above the low, so it's not full sell, but quite disappointing overall. But we haven't lost much in 4 days. It's only down 1.42%, so that's a 50% sell. Would have been full sell. Volume would have been above average, but it is not. And then also Taro, what a whipsaw master. I mean, we go long here, get whipsawed here, go long here, get whipsawed here, go long here, get whipsawed here. So the fun continues. Taro, after producing a very nice signal on Friday, is giving a whipsaw signal again on Monday. If volume was below average, I might only sell 25% of it, but since it's well above the volume on Friday and it's closing below the 10, 20-day moving average, it's a 50% sell. That's all the sells. Now to get to the long positions. Function 9, I want to show this one. FLT is a high quality canned slim stock. It's bouncing right off the 50-day moving average on above average volume. It's been kind of noisy lately, but the good news is if we are wrong, we'll know immediately. It closed below 139.13, and I'm not holding on to any more. I will be all out. Most we risk probably is 2.5% if something really bad happens in this one. So FLT is a 5% signal just because there is such low risk in the new position. And KSU is also a 5% signal because it's a low risk situation. KSU is a buy stop, but following today's move on above average volume, my buy stop, which was set just above these recent highs, 122.52, 122.88, they will be removed, and a new long position will go ahead and be initiated on KSU. Once again, we don't risk much if we're wrong. And then I had to decide between MBLY. Did I want to get this little mover, which is already up almost 8% on the day from a short cut base, or did I want to get RWLK, which is more coiled, been trading much more tight, had volume really dry up prior to this move today, and I picked RWLK, 2.5% of the portfolio since we're still under a sell condition, and it's a riskier play in a great bull market. A chart pattern like this in an IPO stock, this stock is all over like penny stock chat rooms, and basically because I think of CNET, or is it because of Alibaba and CNET, but RWLK I just noticed is being talked a lot by people that like momentum stocks, cheap stocks, even though this one isn't cheap for some odd reason. I guess because it's a new IPO, the same reason why Tube is in play, because it's a newer IPO and it has a lot of potential. But RWLK, 2.5%. Also, PanW, I took the buy stops off the book following the move on Thursday. Friday, I said I was going to put them back on, but I didn't. But following today, I'm going to be putting them back on. 99.75 and 101.21 are the two levels I'm looking at. 2.5% probably just above those two levels. So if we get filled, we'll have a 5% add position in PanW. But really, really liking this technical pattern. All right, everybody, going to go ahead and wrap it up there. There were a lot of other potential long positions, but they're just up too much, like ANET, HIMX. I was already long that stock back here, and it shook me out, and it shouldn't have shook me all out, and that's a 10% missed gain. And then also AKRX, TA, another very interesting one. NQ, off the lows through the 50-day moving average. That's one that you might want to look at. I know that this stock, we have a member in our chat room who's an amazing option strategist, and he loves this stock, so this might be one to consider. Small little amount on. Also, agriculture fund producing a pocket pivot point signal off the lows. If you trade ETFs, that's an actionable signal. And we noticed FANG off the lows and Raleigh off the lows also today. Those are some decent moves out there. And MUSA to round it off with the move off the 50-day moving average oil stock. Thank you.